Hey, hey. So, do y'all know how in the Bible it say, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord"? I mean, y'all do know that, right? I'm assuming you know that. In any case, so I'm talking to my husband, and I was like, "Do you ever just sit and be like, she my favor, like, she my favor?" And he was like, "Why you asking me that?" And I was like, "Cause like you don't be sitting and thinking like I'm your favor." And he was like, "Funny you should ask me that, because I was just like thinking this last night." Blah blah blah. On and on he goes. And so I start thinking like, y'all hear the conversation going around where men or women be talking about what we bring into the table and, that whole conversation that people be having. And so, quick little story time. So, earlier this year, maybe late last year, I heard God clearly tell me to start paying my tithe into my growth. And so, after praying, God gave me a little bit of clarity on that. And so, of course, I pay my tithe. But in addition to that, and I'm not talking about my offering, I'm talking about I pay my tithe, but I also pay as if the check that I receive is bigger, and that is my tithe. And so I've been doing that, pretty much a year at this point. Within this year, I've gotten two pretty substantial promotions on my job. And then, well, I guess last month, since today is January 1st, my husband as well, he ended up being offered a position that is currently taking him out of the job he's been doing for the last 5 years. That gave him a very substantial increase that we're walking into 2025 with. And so it made me think that when we're talking about what we're bringing to the table, I'm thinking like, men, don't you want a woman that's going to bring you favor? That's going to have you obtain favor? Because I can almost guarantee you what my husband is thinking right now is, man, my wife brought he that has an ear. That's what she brought to the table. Because had I not been able to hear what God was saying, because it wasn't just my tithe that I was paying, it was his too. Because collectively, I pay our tithe at far more than what we're actually bringing home into our growth. And 2024, our growth grew substantially because what I was able to bring to the table is he who has an ear. So a lot of times that conversation is material things, but can we talk about somebody who prays and hears from the Lord? Can we talk about somebody that's bringing favor? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but that for me sounds a little bit better than material things. I mean, I would prefer to have somebody that can hear from the Lord, and me and for you, somebody that's bringing favor from God. I mean, maybe it's just me, but that just sounds so much better.